Hey everyone, if you're watching this video, you might be in class and you've moved on to this part of your email with your tasks for today, or maybe you're at home and you are checking your work. Either way, I just wanted to take a minute to go over this letter with you. We are having our two-step practice test, which is attached to this letter back here. That is going to be on Friday or tomorrow if you're watching this on Thursday. It will be on our 4th grade standard 4OA3, that's two-step problems. So I just wanted to take a minute to go over this letter with you and explain it. If you've already read it and understand it, you can skip past this part and go to the actual practice test. But if you're in class and you're looking at this for the first time, I want you to watch this part so you understand what to expect for tomorrow and how to practice. So it says, each student is bringing home their math spiral notebook inside their binder. This notebook includes very focused models and support on what is expected of each standard. The attached papers mirror what the test will look like. So the papers on the back of your test, it's going to look exactly the same. Just some of the numbers and the problems, the scenarios in the problem are going to change, but it's going to be very much the same. So if you do well on this, you should do well on your test tomorrow. How to practice. Number 1, look in your math notebook first to remind yourself of what the hint words and expectations for two-step problems. So open to that page where we wrote in all of the operations and check out those hint words if you're forgetting what they mean. Number 2, use the 4OA3 practice test stapled to this paper and practice all the problems. It's homework. You have to turn this in tomorrow. Or else it is your recess. So make sure you do every problem here. Number 3, go to McCainFourth.com to check your work for this homework and find out the secret word. This will earn you money tomorrow. So if you keep watching this video, at some point I'm going to give you a secret word. If you have it written down when I check your homework tomorrow, you will get money for that. So pay close attention. Watch the whole thing. Number 4, on McCainFourth.com, there are 5 other videos to show you how to solve these types of problems. Just click the arrow by the YouTube icon and watch the two-step problem videos. Watch as many as you need to get extra practice. So every single two-step problem that we've done, I've made a video for and I've put it on the website. Check that out. If you want some extra practice, you can get just a blank sheet of paper and do some practice on your own. And finally, number 5, lastly, email Miss Marnick if you have any questions, and there's my email. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started on the problems. Two-step practice test 4OA3 directions. Show your work for each problem, then answer the question. Use your math notebook as a resource to see all the hint words and to remind you what operations they hint to you. Also, check out McCainFourth.com to check your work, which you obviously already did since you are watching this video right now. Great job. Don't forget, stay tuned for that secret word. Number 1, there were 6 friends at a birthday party. Each friend, I know each means multiply, got 7 red balloons and 5 blue balloons. I see the word and, I'm going to circle it. Plus sign, draw my leashes to 7 and 5 so I don't lose those numbers. How many balloons were there total? There's my question. I know total can mean add or it can mean multiply, and that makes sense because I have a multiplication and I have a plus sign here. So I'm going to do those, one of those, or both of those actually. So for operations, I'm going to put times. I'm going to put plus. I see that I have 1, 2, 3 numbers and 2 operations. That's telling me to do a two-step problem. So draw your line down the middle. I know my 6 friends at the birthday party are each getting the balloons. So my friends are my groups, and the balloons are how many each friend is getting, or in each group. So I have a number for groups, but not in each group. So I can't multiply first. I'm going to have to add first. So 7 red balloons, I'm going to put 7B for balloons, plus 5 blue balloons, 5B for balloons, equals 12. 12 what? 12 balloons. When I thought about it, I knew my balloons are how many each kid gets, so my balloons are in each group. So I'm going to label that here too. Now I know I need to multiply because I saw this word each. So multiplication is set up as groups times in each group is going to give me my total. My groups are my friends. They're holding the balloons. So I'm going to put 6 here for groups. My in each group is how many balloons each friend gets. So I'm going to draw an arrow from my balloons to my 12. Use your calculator. If you type in 6 times 12, you're going to get 72 for your total. 72 what? 72 balloons. This is my final answer because it's how many balloons there were total. So circle it. Check your question. How many balloons were there total? Reword it for your sentence. There were 72 balloons total, period. Number 2. During the football game, Logan scored 7 times as many, 7 times as many points as Mr. Hutch. Mr. Hutch scored 6 points. How many more, I know that means subtraction, how many more points did Logan score than Mr. Hutch? So here's my question. I'm going to number that. And I'm trying to find out how many points did Logan score than Mr. Hutch. So I know I'm going to have to do L minus H. So I see I have times and I have minus. That's 2 operations. So I'm going to have to do a 2-step problem. So for operations, I'm going to put times and minus. Divide my workspace down the middle. I know that 7 times is always going to go first. So I draw my arrow from 7 times. 7 times blank equals blank. 7 times belongs with Logan. So I'm going to label L for Logan. Logan is versing Hutch, and that's going to equal Logan at the end. My number for Mr. Hutch is right here. It's 6 points. So I know 7 times 6 is going to equal 42. That's Logan's real number. This was just his times as many number. His points were actually 42. So I'm going to label this 42 points. That's not my final answer, though, because I need to know how many more points Logan scored than Mr. Hutch. So I am going to set up a subtraction problem. And I know I'm going to need to do Logan minus Hutch is going to equal Logan. Another way that you can think about it too, we know subtraction is total minus part equals missing part. You don't have to have both of those labels, just have the one that helps you better. Either one will work. Sometimes I like labeling the names because it helps me decide which number I'm going to take from over here. So I know I have to take Logan's number, our total. That's 42, because remember, 7 times isn't his real number. 42 is his real total. So I draw an arrow from 42 for the total, minus my number for Hutch. I can tell by looking in the problem that Hutch had 6 points. I can also tell by looking over here. Hutch was matched with 6. 42 minus 6, if I subtract, I'm going to get 36. 36 what? 36 points. That's how many more points Logan scored. So that's my final answer. Make sure you circle it and write your sentence. How many more points did Logan score than Mr. Hutch? Reword it. Logan scored 36 more points than Mr. Hutch, period. Number 3, Cassidy had 27 bottles of nail polish and Holly had 21. I see this word and here, circle it, put a plus sign, draw my leashes. We have 27 bottles and 21 bottles. They decided to put their nail polish together and share it equally with 8 friends. I see share it equally, that means I'm going to divide. 8 friends. Every friend is going to get a nail polish bottle, or every friend is going to hold it. So my friends are my groups. How many bottles of nail polish did each friend get? Each friend get, that's like in each group. So my bottles are going to be my in each group. I see that I need to add and I see that I need to divide. So write that for your operations. I see I have 1, 2, 3 numbers, another clue that I have a two-step problem. So I'm going to draw my line down the middle and decide which operation I do first. I need to decide if I have enough groups or if I have enough parts to add or divide first. So looking at my division for share it equally, I have my groups, but I don't have my total to divide and get in each group. My total is going to come from what I'm adding. So I need to add first. I check my and sign and I check my leashes. I'm going to add 27, B for bottles, plus on the other side of my leash, 21, B for bottles. If you type that into your calculator, you're going to get 48 bottles. Now, that's my total bottles that Cassidy and Holly have. It's not how many they shared. Now I need to divide. Division is set up as total divided by groups equals in each group. My total number of bottles comes from the problem I just solved. That is 48. Divided my groups. I labeled 8 friends as my groups. That's going to get me how many are in each group. 48 divided by 8 equals 6. 6 what? 6 bottles. And that is my final answer because that's how many each friend got. Check your question. How many bottles of nail polish did each friend get? And reword. Each friend gets 6 bottles of nail polish. Period.